Arceus!
Hey everyone, it's Mark. This is my recap for the Pokémon Journeys Legends Arceus Special, Parts 1 and 2. Now, I'm guessing this may take a little explanation at the start here so everyone can be on the same page. Basically, to help promote the upcoming Legends Arceus game, the anime decided to make a special loosely relating to the game. And I mean very loosely related. This special was released exclusively on Amazon Prime in Japan, but we are on the internet after all, so there are plenty of ways to watch it. I'm sure my friends and I over on my Discord server could help point you in the right direction if you are wondering where you could watch this special. It is worth noting that the special is made up of 4 parts. This video will cover parts 1 and 2, as those were what got released today. The 3rd and 4th parts of the story will drop next week, and you can expect a review of them as well. Both of these first 2 parts are only in Japanese. There are no subbed versions available, and in total, these first 2 parts were only about 30 minutes combined. That makes this very interesting for me to review, if only for those reasons, but the actual content of the special brings a whole lot of talking points. I think that's all the setup I want to do at the start here. Let's dive into the breakdown of parts 1 and 2. The first part opens with an abbreviated version of The World of Pokemon intro that we would typically see from the movies, and then we cut to Arceus in its weird home dimension, which I guess is above Mount Coronet. After that intro, we cut to Canalave City, where Ash and Goh have just arrived. It looks like they're here for some kind of research into whatever festival type thing is going on here. To me, it looks like some kind of Hisui fair, if that makes any sense. Like the people here are trying to show off Hisui culture and history. The special immediately reaches its climax just 2 minutes in when the Magikarp salesman makes his return. Oh my god, I did not see this coming. If I didn't have to make the most clickbaity title and thumbnail possible for the sake of the YouTube algorithm, I would totally have put this shot in my thumbnail. I love seeing the Magikarp salesman here so much. By the way, what exactly does selling Magikarp have to do with Hisuian culture though? Anyways, Ash and Goh gets shouted at from across the way, and it's Dawn. She's in her full Legends Arceus getup, which was cool to see, and I'm not too sure if this was a planned meeting or just a nice surprise, but regardless, everyone is happy to see each other. Dawn takes her friends over to this one tent where Cynthia is. Cynthia just casually showing up now. I guess her and Dawn are like best friends by this point or something like that. It makes sense that Cynthia would be an expert on this type of historical stuff since she does research on mythology and all, and she's almost got like a mini museum for them to explore, but everyone's got to change into their Legends Arceus gear first. Sharp cut to what I think was Stark Mountain, where Team Galactic have cornered Heatran. That's right, Team Galactic and Heatran. Saturn is leading the charge here, and all 3 of the commanders get these dramatic intro shots where they show up for the first time. Anyways, this is a pretty quick scene actually. Team Galactic battle Heatran for a little bit, and then Saturn catches it in a Dusk Ball. Is anyone going to complain about this legendary getting caught? Anyone? Back to Cynthia's Hisui exhibit, where they look at pieces of art depicting what Sinnoh looked like back in the day, with the main focus here being this painting of some of the Hisui exclusive Pokemon from Legends Arceus, which the show's animation bring to life. Basically, Cynthia is just telling them all they need to know about Agent Hisui, while meanwhile Pikachu is brushing up on his impression game. Ash asks how they caught Pokemon back then, and Cynthia gives each of them one of the old school Pokeballs that we know from the Legends Arceus game. She then leads them into this Cerise Park-like facility, which I guess was created to replicate how Pokemon lived in nature back in the day. Cynthia calls out an Oshawott, a Cyndaquil, and a Rowlet, which we know are the starter Pokemon in Legends Arceus. Apparently, Cynthia challenges them to catch these 3 Pokemon, offering up a prize if they can capture them quickly enough. Obviously, parts of this are getting lost in translation here, but that's the gist of it. A funny moment happens when Piplup immediately starts getting into it with the Oshawott. I loved how much continuity they crammed into this special. Even little moments like this, where it's just a subtle reference, made this special feel, well, special. I'm going to save some time by skipping over most of this catching scene. It's a few minutes long and is certainly entertaining, but nothing too important happens, and I am trying to save some time here when I can, given how jam-packed this special is. How exactly are these 3 going to catch these Pokemon, though? Is Grookey gonna have to use a move to weaken the Cyndaquil? Well, obviously not. Even if this is a special, we're still not getting to see Grookey's first move. It just jumps on Cyndaquil instead to disorient it. Ash and Dawn take down Rowlet and Oshawott the old-fashioned way, and then, well, they catch them all. The catching sequence was pretty cool since the Pokeballs look like they do in Legends Arceus, Arceus, even with the steam coming out to signal a successful capture. The three celebrate successfully completing Cynthia's challenge, although I'm pretty sure none of them are keeping any of these Pokemon permanently, which I guess is a shame, but I'm happy about it if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't care if Go catches a Cyndaquil, but what would be the point of Dawn catching an Oshawott and Ash catching a second Rowlet? So what was their prize for winning this catching game? Books. I'm guessing they're books on Hisuian history or something like that. Ash and Dawn are pretty disappointed, but Go, what a nerd. I'm kidding, but seriously, who celebrates that much about a book? I could never. Back over to Team Galactic now, and they have this base nearby Mount Coronet, and even without understanding the dialogue here, I was able to piece together that Team Galactic is currently on a mission to bring back Cyrus. They even have this creepy piece of art dedicated to him. Weird. The other commanders are there, and they have this strange looking plate thing. I'm gonna call it a plate. It looks like something related to Arceus. This was honestly the part I was most confused about while watching without subs, but yeah, I mean, doesn't it kind of look like these things that surrounded Arceus in one of the movies? So they're gonna run some kind of experiment on this plate as part of their plan to bring back Cyrus, and the key to this working is Heatran, which is surprisingly obedient to Saturn. They have it use Magma Storm on the plate, which causes a crazy reaction and even creates this strange effect that reverberates all around their hideout, even affecting the Pokemon outside. Back at the festival, even the Pokemon there are getting affected by whatever Team Galactic is doing, and the Pokemon convince Ash, Goh, and Dawn to head towards Mount Coronet, where they sense the strange occurrence is coming from. To end off this first part, we check back in with Arceus in its own dimension, where it is clearly affected in some way by whatever Team Galactic are doing, and it summons the Lake Guardians and sends them off somewhere, while Team Galactic seem pleased with the progress of their mission. Cue the credits, and that's the end of part 1. Wow, I could stop and do an entire review and discussion about just that, but hey, we've got even more to get to, so let's go straight into part 2. Part 2 is another movie-esque opening, this time highlighting Ash and the other main characters, and I even include these two. Getting straight into the actual episode though, Ash, Goh, and Dawn must have changed into their street clothes while they ran to Mount Coronet, and even though their Pokemon aren't affected by anything, they run into some wild Pokemon that are strongly affected by Team Galactic's meddling. Dawn has Piplup wash the ball down with a contest-esque whirlpool, and now that everything is back to normal, wait, where are they? So this was actually the Lake Guardians appearing and dragging our heroes into their world. I guess these Sinnoh legendaries just have the power to do that kind of thing. Anyways, they open up some kind of portal for them to look into. This was one of the clips I played at the start of this video. Arceus is there, like they literally just see Arceus out of nowhere. That's crazy. A subtle detail that I noticed here is that Arceus is surrounded by the colors of flames, so I'm guessing that's a visual sign that whatever Team Galactic are doing with Heatran does seem to be directly affecting Arceus. Anyways, this second part had even more continuity than part 1. Go is blown away and confused by what he's seeing, but Ash and Dawn both recognize Arceus instantly. I mean, they have both seen it before. The Lake Guardians let them back into their own world, and Go is rattled over what he just saw, but Ash fills him in on what happened back when he and Dawn traveled together when they saw Dialga and Palkia back at Mount Coronet. They know they need to help, and they start by helping the one injured Chingling, taking it to the Pokemon Center. While they make their way over there, we cut back to Team Galactic and get a little history lesson about what happened to Cyrus, recapping the events of the Diamond and Pearl series when he attempted to summon Dialga and Palkia to create a new world, only for him to get taken away through this portal, never to be seen again. Their goal is to bring Cyrus back, and they are having Heatran use Magma Storm on this plate to try and accomplish that goal. Over at the Pokemon Center, the TVs are reporting on what's happening to the wild Pokemon, and everyone is watching. Wait, who's that? It's Brock. Okay, we already knew he was coming back, but wait, is that his Blissey? Ash asked the same thing, and Brock explains how his Happiny, who we saw evolve at the end of the Diamond and Pearl series, is now fully evolved into a Blissey. Amazing. Brock also has Krogunk with him, and he actually looks like a fully fledged doctor now. I'm not sure if he was confirmed to be a doctor yet, or if he still has some way to go, but he's clearly well on his way. After they touch base and decide to work together to solve whatever the issue is, we cut to Brock driving them in some kind of rocket ship? What? Wait, what is happening? Since when were flying cars so readily available, and how come Brock can drive one? This blew me away. I could not stop laughing at the sudden cut to these guys riding in something that looks straight out of the Jetsons. Okay, let's calm down. It's time to get serious, as Team Galactic have Heatran use Magma Storm at full power, and they funnel all of this energy into some kind of cannon or something like that, and it shoots this powerful beam into the sky above Mount Coronet. This seems to be part of Team Galactic's plan, shooting something into the sky in what I am assuming is an attempt to open up a portal that can bring back Cyrus, or maybe they're using that Arceus plate thing because they know doing this will irritate Arceus or Dialga and Palkia. Either way, Heatran is really working overtime here. Its flames are even turning blue, and the three commanders are loving it. Well, Jupiter kind of looks like she's beginning to question what's going on here, but that was just my read on her body language since I couldn't understand a word any of them were saying in this scene. Nonetheless, they keep on pushing the machine to its limit, and of course they overload it with all the excess energy somehow getting shot back at Heatran. I know it's a little hard to tell what's going on in the screenshot, screenshot, but I can assure you it is Heatran getting blasted by all the fire and energy they tried sending into that cannon thing. So, Team Galactic may have blown up their entire hideout. Okay, no big deal. The party is just getting started because Heatran, oh boy, this does not look good. Jupiter is thinking the same thing and tries to recall Heatran, but it just blasts away its Dusk Ball and literally melts it. That's one way to forcibly release yourself, I guess. It is complete chaos now. Team Galactic have royally screwed things up here, and it's about to get even worse as Heatran eats the plate. It ate the Arceus plate thing. Oh god, this is bad. It turns into this, I don't know, 40-foot tall behemoth. It was massive, it was totally made out of flames, and it was still firing beams into the sky, so I guess Team Galactic are okay with this development. Ash and the others, meanwhile, are just flying along when they see this Goliath rampaging, and they know they have to do something to try and stop it. The Galactic commanders are chasing after Heatran in a helicopter, and Saturn immediately recognizes Ash, Brock, and Dawn as the ones who helped stop Cyrus back in the day. Our heroes get further ahead and cut Heatran off, and they're all ready to battle it when Brock seemingly cuts them off. Again, hard to tell exactly what's going on here since I couldn't fully understand the dialogue, but we know Brock is a pretty wise guy, so I'm sure whatever he was saying here made sense. Their conversation gets cut off by a Toxicroak attacking them, and when Brock's Krogunk gets itself out of its Pokeball to immediately start fighting it, that should be the tip-off that this is Saturn's Toxicroak. While we're here, always a strange detail that most Toxicroak in the history of the anime always have this lighter blue color scheme, which looks way more like their shiny form than their regular form. Strange. The commanders do show up and they call out their ace Pokemon, and there's a standoff before any battling can happen. Just then, Heatran has some kind of flare-up that causes an immediate reaction from Arceus, and then the Lake Guardians show up again. They start flying around Heatran, but before they can really do anything, Heatran has another flare-up and it changes into what looks like its final form. Uh-oh. Cue the credits. That's what you call a cliffhanger. Alright, let's talk about this. This was a lot, and overall I thought it was really awesome, even without being able to understand most of the dialogue. I'm not going to give each part an official rating like I would for a normal Journeys episode, but if I had to sum up how much I enjoyed these first two parts, I'd say the first half of this special was about 9 out of 10 quality. It was really good. The Legends Arceus stuff was basically just references. Obviously the special is to promote the upcoming game, but we didn't go full force and actually have the special take place in Hisui or anything like that. There was plenty of speculation about if Ash was going to time travel back to Hisui, but I guess not. This was just a festival celebrating Sinnoh's history. Cynthia's involvement in the first part was fun. She seemed way more excitable and energetic than she usually is, so that was interesting to see that side of her personality. I wonder if she'll return in the last two parts in her more regular, serious persona. Having this be kind of like the sequel to Team Galactic's story was really awesome. After all this time, they are working together to bring back their leader. That's a fun plotline that I wasn't expecting, but I think works really well. Having Dawn and Brock come back is weird, to be honest. I honestly have no clue why Brock needs to be here. I mean, he's even back in his Diamond and Pearl outfit. Is he required to wear that whenever he's in Sinnoh? Anyways, it's not like I'm complaining about returning characters. I am just questioning why they are here, that's all. I am also questioning whether or not the special is officially canon with the rest of Pokemon Journeys. At this point, I have no reason to say that it isn't canon, especially given how much continuity has been incorporated in these first two parts. I think catching Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott is probably the main thing that we may need some explaining as far as it relates to the main story, but I think the simple explanation is that they did not keep these Pokemon and release them back into Cynthia's nature park, so I don't expect any of these to be permanent captures. What I do expect is that the final two parts of the special will be epic. I'm not sure on what specifically will happen. It looks like no time travel will happen at all, like a lot of people were expecting, but instead it looks like the story will play out in the present day. I guess we're sticking in the regular world as well. I mean, until they get brought into whatever world Arceus and or Cyrus is in, or maybe one of those two will get brought into the regular world, who knows. What I do know is that I am really excited for what's to come. I think these first two parts were crazy and super entertaining. I would take the time to watch these and just enjoy the fun story, clever continuity, and excellent animation. Also, I did want to shout out this person I found on Twitter today. They tweeted a lot of commentary about the special and helped me contextualize what was going on. I'll leave a link to their Twitter in the description. I think that's all I have to say about the first two parts of the special. I know it was a lot to get through, so I appreciate you making it this far into the video. I'm very curious to hear what you all thought about this special down in the comments, and be sure to leave a like and hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.